It's Sunday afternoon, and we had a really special service this morning at the Evangelska Crkva in Skopje. It's the main campus for the Evangelical Church. It was really great to connect with a bunch of people that were here from when we were here as missionaries. Some of the teens that were in our youth groups are now married and have kids and careers. Pastor Stole and his family were there, and just many people. And that church is special because our oldest daughter Abigail was actually dedicated there when she was 2 months old by the lead pastor at the time. His name was Mircea, who passed away during COVID. And so I was able to see his wife and one of his daughters. And so just a lot of significance and memories there. I shared quite a bit of my testimony and just repented to the church because I felt that I needed to do that with our relationship with them. At the end, it was really special. Pastor Stole came up and just said, basically, we all have our mistakes and things that happen. And he said, we forgive you. The door's always been open to you, and it always will be. Please come back and continue to work with us. And so it's just a really great time there. I shared a message about just pursuing the presence of God, and many had a lot of good comments about how it touched their life. One mother in particular, she said my story reminded her so much of her son who's away from the Lord and in addictions. And so she was just hugging me and crying, and I had a chance to pray for her and her son. And another woman also had a similar experience where it just reminded her of her son's testimony. And so she was really touched, and just many people had really great things to say, and had a chance to catch up with quite a few people and spend some more time with Pastor Stole and his family and the leadership there. After the service, we went out to eat and just had time to catch up and hear what God's been doing here in this country. And just had an opportunity to continue to build relationships and to hear what God's doing. And so I'm super grateful just for the opportunity to be here. In just a few minutes, I'm getting picked up, and I'm going to be preaching at an international church here in Skopje. The pastor of it was one of the pastors at the Evangelical Church, and so I'm looking forward to seeing him. And I'm just so grateful for how the Lord's been ministering in such a beautiful way, a healing way, and that there's been such a great reception here, and that I really believe that God will continue to build partnership between Makeway Ministries and the church here. And so just can't wait to see what God's going to do tonight. It's early Monday morning, and last night we had a great service at the International Church in Skopje. The pastor is a friend of ours from when we lived here. His name's Marino, and he's been pastoring this congregation for about 3 years, and it's an English-speaking service. And so people who are living here in Skopje for different reasons from different parts of the world all come together to be able to hear the message in English. And so I spoke on Luke 15. I talked about the parable of the two sons and how some of us are tempted to run from God outwardly and pursue the things of this world, but that the second son stayed in the father's house and yet didn't have intimacy with the father, and is a representative of a religious person who continues to do the things of God and stay busy and active in the church, and yet inwardly their hearts are far from God, and just the dangers of religion, but also the dangers of running from God outwardly. And so it was a great service. Had some good conversations afterwards about the message. It was cool last night. My friend Mafa, he was our translator, one of our translators when we were here a few years ago. And he's living in Germany now, but he reached out last night that he was able to watch the live stream of the service. And so he said it really touched his heart. And so that was a blessing to know not only people here are hearing the message, but in different parts of Europe and the world, people are tuning in as well. This morning, we're getting ready to head down to the city of Evangelska, which is in southeastern Macedonia. There's a campground there that we're going to use, and we're having a men's meeting. There'll be men from various parts of the country, different cities that are coming together. And we're going to have a great day. There'll be games, there'll be food, we'll be swimming, but also I'm going to be doing a session, and the topic is on holiness for men. So my plan is to hit the topic of sexual purity, what it means to walk in purity in a sensual culture, and just to talk about the same issue that guys deal with around the world, and how we can be godly men and fathers, husbands, and just to challenge the men to spur one another on in holiness. And I'm going to talk about accountability and what it looks like for us to stand in the gap for each other and encourage one another in holiness. And so I'm looking forward to a great day today. I love having an opportunity to minister to men and encourage them to be what God's created them to be.